for hockey.
You know, everybody has to play a role, everyone has a responsibility, and all the pieces have to fall in place. And as a player, you have to take on that responsibility and what's expected of you.
The NHLPA presents Be a Player, the hockey show on TSN. Brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Upper Deck. You don't just watch the game, you play it.
That would be Buffalo City Hall. This would be a Player, the hockey show, and I would be your host, Paul Romanuk. Good to see you again. Welcome to the show. Coming to you from Buffalo, New York, home of the humble chicken wing and home of the Buffalo Sabres. In relative NHL terms, the Sabres are a young franchise. They've only been around since 1971-72, but I tell you, you look at the roster of people who've been involved with this franchise, an impressive one. Gilbert Perreault, the first player ever drafted by the team, George Punch Himlak, the first general manager of the club, and Hall of Fame defenseman Tim Horton finished his career with the Buffalo Sabres. Coming up in the next half hour, loads to toss you away. Craig Simpson is going to join us. Craig played for the Buffalo Sabres at one time, and he's going to sit down and have a chat with one of the modern-day stars of the Sabres, Pat LaFontaine. John Davidson is along with Hockey Heroes. JD's Hockey Hero this week, Alex Delvecchio, great captain with the Detroit Red Wings for many years. And Wayne Gretzky, the great one, along with a great hockey moment, a very poignant one for the great one, because his hockey hero, Gordie Howe, was honored at the All-Star Game back in 1980, and Wayne was sort of a part of all of that. So lots coming your way, but I tell you what, we're in the middle of the road here, which means you could get hit. And that means it's time for the Billboard Hit Parade. Let's get out of the way.
Coming to center, Kachuk feels off the right side, up the slot, holding the puck, shoots, he scores!
Great second and third effort by Dean Chanel.
Here is better on cutting into the backhand, scores!
Messier is tied up with Stan Mikita with career points. Wow, what a shot that was.
Yager shoots one, deflected, save, Brodeur, rebound, score! Nedved!
Beaten once, that by Pat P.
Now across the line with Stephen Finn. Finn shoots, he scores! Stephen Finn!
Yzerman steps up right in the middle of that triangle. Yzerman tries to shot, he scores! Well, and up by Fedorov. And it's a steal by Richer to Carpenter, score! Rated roadkill. Rebound, oh, and another save made by Brodeur. Here comes Mogilny on the breakaway.
They set it up, Lindros shooting!
The boy had a perfect sight line. Boy, that's a great angle right there. Cracker line. Fires a shot from the circle. Rebound! Another pad save.
That kept it alive, and here's the shot. Now Van Beesler makes a couple of saves.
Over the blue line, a pass to Owen, working in the back, and he scores! Owen Nolan. Person ahead for Hall. 2-on-1 with Gretzky to Hall. To Gretzky, he shoots, he scores!
Oh, baby! What a play!
Hustling for it is Bill Guerin. Guerin turning Juan Barrasso with a shot, he scores! Caps answer back with their hotline. Krieger shoots, score! To the cross for Francis. Up off Zelopuk and on a goal scored by Lemieux.
And a steal by Oates. Oates goes in alone. Scores!
Goes after it in center, trying to get it through to Jason. Here's a breakout. Moving right in.
I don't know know about you, but one of the things that I really like about all the new buildings going up around the National Hockey League is the fact that they're being constructed in the downtown portion of the city rather than out in the suburbs. What this does is it tends to revitalize the inner city. It brings business in, and that's a good thing. Witness an example here in Buffalo. You look at this beautiful new building in the inner city, and I direct your attention across the road, ladies and gentlemen, and behold, under construction still, what will be another new beautiful building, and more significantly, the Buffalo Sabres home starting next season. It is trivia time here on Be a Player. We take our trivia seriously, and here's how you go about it. You go to your computer, you log on to the NHLPA website. The address is NHLPA.com. I will ask you the question, then you want to log on to the website and be the first person with the correct answer before we give the answer later in the show. If you do the above mentioned, you will receive a hockey video game courtesy of EA Sports. But it gets better, and you know that because you've been following along all year. What happens is we take all the other correct answers given before we give you the answer in the show. We draw from that lot the name of one lucky person. They receive an NHLPA hockey jersey autographed to boot. Get the glasses on. This is the 3D portion of the show. Here's the question. Name the only NHL player to count 4, that's 4 in 3D hat tricks in the same playoff year. 4 hat tricks, 1 playoff year, 3D. The answer can be one-dimensional, however, as long as it's correct. Good luck. Welcome back to Be a Player, the hockey show, coming to you from Buffalo. We're here at the Memorial Auditorium. Sabres practicing behind us. We're in Buffalo. Just kind of fitting that we bring along our buddy Craig Simpson one more time. Played the last 2 seasons of his career here with the Sabres. Also teammates with Pat LaFontaine, who I understand you caught up with in the profile.
Yeah, when you think of the Buffalo Sabres, you think of their captain, Pat LaFontaine. He's a leader in the dressing room. He's a leader on the ice. A real go-to guy for this club. One thing that you learn about him as you talk to him is he's very involved in the community. He has a lot of activities with Children's Hospital. He and his family felt that coming to Buffalo, they really had to make it their home.
Well, you know, you think of community involvement when you think of a player like Pat LaFontaine, but what might you not think of necessarily? Tell us something about Pat that not everybody would know.
Well, when you think of Pat, you think of great speed, darting in and out, stopping on a dime. One thing, like all great skaters, Pat's very finicky about his skates. Spends a lot of time in the back room grinding it, making sure that his angles are correct. And if you ever see him falling, it's usually his own responsibility. He goes back and makes a change himself. So he takes care of what takes care of him, and that's his skates.
Where did you catch up with him?
We had a chance to spend some time with him and his family at his home. Got to meet his children and really realize the other side of Pat. Not just a hockey player, but very much a family man.
So there you have it. Craig Simpson, Pat LaFontaine, former teammates, former line mates. Enjoy.
Scoops it into our deck. Played out in front, he scores! LaFontaine on the pass from our deck.
LaFontaine in the middle. He's got it. LaFontaine fakes, moves, in, holding. Oh my God! What a magnificent goal you have just seen! Pat LaFontaine, you won't see it any better than that.
Let's take you back to your early days. Where did you get interested in hockey?
My father had 6 other brothers, and he was raised in Tecumseh, Windsor, just across the border. And he used to skate with one of his brothers and used to love playing hockey. He worked with Chrysler and was transferred down to St. Louis. And my brother and I, and of course we have my sister, we were born there, and we started going to this outdoor rink, Kirkwood Rink. And I remember him putting me on skates when I was 3 and on double runners, and I couldn't skate. I mean, everybody made it look so easy, and I remember crying and getting off and saying, you know, it's too hard. Everybody else makes it look easy. And then, sure enough, it was about a year later I got back on skates, and my dad would take us and windmill us around the ice. And I used to think that was the greatest feeling.
Centers it back. Randy Wood with a shot. At the side of the net, LaFontaine shoots, he scores! 6 seconds left. 5-4.
Tell us about draft day. What was going through your head?
And this is every kid's dream. I mean, hoping to get a college scholarship in there, maybe being drafted in the top 5 was a dream come true. And then the next thing I know, I heard my name. I stood up. I was with Donnie Meehan and my parents, and I didn't know. And he says, "It's the Islanders." I said, "Oh, the Islanders!" And then the first thing I thought of was, you know, the Stanley Cups and a great organization. And I was thrilled. So yeah, those are times in your life that you never forget.
Trying to get in around right, got a step, shoots, he scores! What a move by LaFontaine.
Even being the 3rd overall pick, did you still have in your head an Olympic dream?
I did. That was a great experience. In my mind, we sat down. It didn't take a whole lot of thinking, but we weighed both sides. And looking back, and at the time, I realized it was the best thing for me.
And shoots it wide, and Bob throws, LaFontaine, and after it cuts in, shoots, he scores! It is 6-0. And LaFontaine.
You then moved from the Olympics right into the New York Islander lineup. Explain your feeling walking into that dressing room the first time.
You know, it's every kid's dream. You get drafted, and then you have an opportunity to play for your country, and then you join a Stanley Cup championship team 8 months later. I was in awe, and you know, I just looked up to those guys, and you know, I was fortunate as a young player to watch those types of players, that championship team, and to learn a lot. There were some real character players on that team, and I learned a lot early in my career watching those guys play.
Let's talk a little bit about the 92-93 season. Going into training camp, did you ever imagine it could be such a terrific year for you?
Well, I always hoped. You know, I was fortunate. I put up not bad numbers assist-wise, but I never had a goal scorer like an Alexander McGillney, and Dave Anderchuk at the time for half the season was on the right side, but things just clicked. You know, just one of those years where, you know, as far as things kind of falling together, and Alex scored 76 goals, and now he's able to 95 assists.
He does. Sutton moving into the slot, but McGillney couldn't get it to him. LaFontaine.
We had a Hart nomination, a Lady Byng nomination. You were second in the league in scoring. Did you feel that it was time now for the next year to really continue on with that?
Once you get a taste or a feel of that, you just want that to continue. In fact, you want to improve on it or even do better, and that was what you shoot. You know, you always want to shoot your goals higher and improve and become better as a player. So I guess you just went into that next season collectively as a team to want to even go farther than we did, and then personally to try to match those or put up better numbers. And that was a tough season because I found out that 16 games in the season I needed reconstructive ACL knee surgery that put me out for the remainder of that year, and never missing a year in hockey since I was 7 years of age. That's kind of a rude awakening, a blow to I guess your career at that time after coming off a season like that.
Did it change your perspective on the game a little?
It definitely opened your eyes. You know, after going through surgery, I went through that period of you're gonna feel sorry for yourself, and for about a month, and then a lot of talks with my wife, and then finally I realized, you know, it's a great opportunity to make the best of the situation, learn, spend some quality time with family. I got involved in the community here in Buffalo, which was a great experience. And I did some TV work and some radio work, and I tried to make the best of the time, realizing I can't control what's happened, it's done.
How important is it being part of the Buffalo community and doing charity work?
I think as athletes we're blessed with a gift that we can play this game, and we are in the public eye. And, I think that maybe not all athletes feel that way, but I feel a sense of responsibility that you can make a difference or try to help and be thankful for what you have.
Tell us a little bit about the charity game we had today.
Well, as you know, Craig, talked about the Buffalo community. A lot of the players are involved. In fact, the NHL, all over the league, there's players involved in different charities and different events. And this was a special one today for a young boy named Danny who needs a special wheelchair. And Robbie Ray has brought him into the room often, and we need to raise some money for him. And today the game was dedicated to him. And it was a great turnout. Robbie and I at the end were able to bring him across, and the fans were giving him a standing ovation. And seeing him smile and seeing the fans show up to help him out, I think the exciting thing was to watch little Dan smile.
Give him thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Hey? Can you give him thumbs up?
Look at that smile. Big smile.
Hey?
All right, Danny.
Off the skate of Howe. Smith tries to save it at the line. Dahl with a lead pass for LaFontaine. 4-point night score. Make it 5. His first goal and has 4 assists. And
How important is it for you to bring this organization a Stanley Cup?
To me, there'd be no greater feeling than to bring a championship to Buffalo. And you know, everybody has to play a role. Everyone has a responsibility, and all the pieces have to fall in place. And as a player, you have to take on that responsibility and what's expected of you. And I look forward to that challenge. And talk about dreams. I was fortunate to live out some dreams, but there'd be nothing greater than to win a Stanley Cup in Buffalo.
This Be a Player profile has been brought to you by Duracell. You can't top the copper top. Great Hockey Moments with Wayne Gretzky is brought to you by Upper Deck. You don't just watch the game, you play it.
Gordie Howe will always be remembered for his skill, longevity, and as ambassador of the game he loved so well. He is a man who contributed many great moments to hockey. And in 1980, hockey returned the favor.
Howe coming up on the right side. Howe over the line to his father. Son to father. Back and shot. They score! Number 9, Father Howe.
During the 1979-80 season as a member of the Hartford Whalers, Gordie Howe and sons Mark and Marty were the first ever father and son combination to appear in an NHL lineup. At the age of 51, Gordie played in all 80 games for the Whalers, scoring 15 goals. But perhaps his greatest moment came in Detroit, where he had played for 25 seasons and led the Red Wings to 4 Stanley Cups.
Howe winds up, he shoots, he scores! Gordie Howe makes it 2-1 Detroit at 10:25 of the first period.
At the 1980 All-Star Game, Howe was named to the Wales Conference team, and there he was the recipient of a salute from fans and players unlike any other before or since.
And from the Hartford Whalers, representing all of hockey with great distinction for 5 decades, number 9.
It was a great tribute to one of the game's greatest players, and truly a great moment in hockey. Join me next time on Be a Player for more great hockey moments. I'm Wayne Gretzky.
It's time for John Davidson's Hockey Heroes, brought to you by Bauer and Cooper, the names wear.
It takes a strength of character to quietly excel at your job while others around you garner most of the attention. For Alex Delvecchio, it was all part of a day's work.
Face off from the lead zone. It's Gordie Howe coming back to Delvecchio. He takes the shot, he scores! Alex Delvecchio slapped at it. And it hit the inside.
A graduate of the Oshawa Generals Junior program, Alex Delvecchio joined a powerful Detroit team in 1950 and remained a Red Wing for his entire 24-year career.
Cleared out the first time. Red Wings Delvecchio is coming in with Bonanna backhand something.
They called him Fats, not because he had a weight problem, but because of his round, pleasant face and affable personality. For much of his career, Delvecchio centered a line with 2 other Hall of Famers, Ted Lindsay and the incomparable Gordie Howe.
going over back to center it comes. The backhand drive. Wide to the target. The game is over. And the Detroit Red Wings win the Stanley Cup.
Alex was part of 3 Stanley Cup champions, scoring 104 points in 121 playoff games. He was an all-star selection in both center and right wing. Delvecchio ranked second only to teammate Gordie Howe in career games played with a total of 1,549. During that span, he scored 456 goals and added 825 assists. A true gentleman on and off the ice, Alex Delvecchio won the Lady Byng Trophy 3 times in his career and was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1977. For Hockey Heroes, I'm John Davidson.
This week's trivia question is, what who is the
Be a Player Trivia is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Jeopardy, isn't it?
Okay, guys, today's trivia question is, name the only player to score 4 hat tricks in one playoff year.
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
Blaine Anderson.
No.
Harold Lemieux.
No.
4 hat tricks, 1 playoff year. Obviously won the Stanley Cup. They had to go 4 rounds.
Maybe Mario Lemieux.
Nope.
Oh, wow. No. Just stole my answer there.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. He's a winger. I don't know if that'll help you. But we'll start
How
there.
about Mike Bossy?
No.
Brett Hall.
No.
Willie Lindstrom. Willie Lindstrom, yeah. Ariel Joliet.
I have no idea. It's a foreign-born player. I'll say Curry then. That's your guess? Yeah. You gonna stick with it? Yeah.
4. Oh, man. Okay, I got another hint for you. He's a European player.
Jari Kurri.
That's right. The answer is Jari Kurri.
Gretzky, nice pass to Curry. Curry in the clear. He scores!
Hey, that wraps it up for this time. We're out of here. We're on the move. You'll want to join us next time on the show. It'll be our final show of the season. We're going to make our way to Denver, Colorado, and hook up with Peter Forsberg, one of the finest second-year players, actually make up one of the finest players in the National Hockey League. That's next time on Be a Player, the Hockey Show. For this time, I'm Paul Romanuk. Nice talking to you. I'll catch you down the road.
Please contact us via the internet at NHLPA.com with your questions and comments about Be a Player, the Hockey Show. Be a Player, the Hockey Show on TSN has been brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And by Upper Deck. You don't just watch the game, you play it.
I told you earlier, Guy Lafleur was an idol of mine, so a funny story, I was 15, I was playing for CompuWare. I remember we got tickets to go see the Canadians play, and me and another buddy kept sneaking down because I wanted to watch Guy Lafleur go around in warm-ups. And we got caught, and they kind of said, you gotta go up to your seats.
My line mate's on the right side. He'll be flying up the right side. What, about 2 or 3 today? I don't know. My name's not Alex.
Last couple of his years. The late Craig Simpson, for the last couple of years.
He's not dead yet.
I'm feeling better.
Okay, stand by.
Had a dog once, had to put him to sleep. Was he mad? Well, he wasn't too happy about it.
It takes...
That's my career.
That's character.
Let me help him. There's help me. Right. Get a little low. Get a little low.
We snuck back down there again, the same guy caught us and said, listen, if we catch you again, we'll have to kick you out of the building. And ironically, 2 years later, I show up, I have a pass, I can go anywhere in the building, to any game I want to go, because I played for Dunn Juniors.